Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach who's lost and maintained a 140-pound weight loss, and it is Friday, so it is weigh-in day. We're gonna talk about my week. I know you guys are anxiously awaiting an update on Lola and life in general. It has been a better week than last week, but it's still been a week, y'all. I can't catch a break, I swear. I will give you all of the updates and we'll talk about my weigh-in. I am officially out of my 10-week cut, so I am back to maintenance. Actually, I'm supposed to be in Tennessee right now. I mentioned last week that I was not taking my trip to Tennessee. I'll give you updates on that. Let's just dive right in. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I do a Friday video every week and I actually upload 4 to 5 videos every single week. Down in the description box, you will find nutrition coaching. Highly recommend those personalized macros and calories. That is what I follow to lose and maintain my 140-pound weight loss, as well as one-on-one coaching for questions, accountability, or if you just want support or to talk with me directly, I am definitely here to help you. Links and discounts to my favorite things and my free Facebook group are all down below for you. So let's jump in. We got a lot to talk about. Happy Friday, friends. I hope you had an amazing week. I definitely had a better week. Better in some aspects, not better in other aspects. So let's first talk about Lola, because I know a lot of you are here wanting an update on Lola. Now, I did do a little bit of an update in Wednesdays, what I eat in a day, but I'll go more into detail here. But I'll go more into detail with you today since this is kind of my update video. So if you missed last week's videos, what I eat in a day, as well as my weigh-in, and this week's what I eat in a day, my poor sweet dog Lola she's had another go around. That poor dog has beet cancer twice. She's got a rather large cyst on her neck, and that I feel like, Troy and I keep saying we feel like it's growing, so that's another issue outside of it, but we had some issues, and Lola also has kidney disease. So last week, the Friday before, so not this last Friday, but the Friday before, Lola had her routine blood work done, and it came back that her kidney values were extremely elevated, on the verge of kidney failure. So there's 4 stages of kidney disease. Lola was in the final stage of the 4 stages, and had it went to the kidney failure route, that is not reversible, and it's likely that we could have lost Lola to kidney failure. So the vet recommended that she goes in for 3 full days of fluids and medication, and she had to be in the hospital for 3 full days. So that obviously is the route that we took if that was going to help Lola. Well, they called me this last Tuesday morning and they said, hey, can you bring her in today for a half of a day? Then she'll come in for a full day Wednesday, a full day Thursday, and half of a day Friday. We'd really like to get her started. And it was definitely necessary. Lola wasn't eating. She really wasn't eating treats even. She definitely wasn't eating food. She was a little bit lethargic, definitely not acting like her normal self, had pretty regular diarrhea. It was a mess. So we brought her in on Tuesday. She went in for a half of a day, and basically she gets IV fluids and IV medication all day. So when I picked her up Tuesday around 5 o'clock, they said, well, she wouldn't eat anything for us, no treats, nothing, but she managed the medication and everything really well. She was a good dog for us today. When they brought her in to talk to me, they have these little like freeze-dried, they're called meal mixers from the brand Stella and Chewy. I'll actually pop a picture in here for you. She loved those. She was just eating them like crazy Tuesday. So I bought a bag from the vet, and in the car on the way home on Tuesday, she was actually eating them out of my hand. So I was like, okay, good. We're getting her to eat. Maybe she's feeling a little bit better. And I think a lot of the symptoms she had of the kidney disease was a lot of nausea. And that's also why she wasn't eating. So Tuesday, half a day went really well. So Wednesday morning, we get up. She's still not really eating anything. I was able to get her to eat some treats, give her her medication, and we took her into the vet. And Wednesday was a full day. So she was supposed to be there from about 7:30 in the morning till 4:30 p.m. So we drop her off, and of course I call and check on her midway through, and they're like, oh, Lola's doing fine. She won't eat anything, but she's resting, and she seems to be doing really well. Fantastic. So Wednesday, we go pick her up, and I have Troy come with me to drop her off and pick her up. It's more comfortable in the back seat for Lola than it is in the front seat. So I sit in the back with her, and then Palmer and Troy sit in the front. So we get there Wednesday to pick her up, and I'm waiting in the lobby, and here comes the vet tech with Lola. Now, this particular vet tech is not my favorite. I just feel like, and this, I don't want to sound mean or rude, but she's just kind of dingy, and I don't feel like she explains things very well. So here she comes out of the back with Lola, and she's got this box in her hand, and she comes over and she says, oh, Lola did really well today. She wouldn't eat anything, no treats, nothing, but she drank water and she seemed to do well. And so she's, like I said, she's got this box in her hand, and here's Lola standing there, and she just doesn't seem like her normal self. She just seems kind of blah. And so she says, well, Lola had an accident today. She's got pretty bad diarrhea. And I said, oh, okay, well, do you want to give me some medication for that? And she's like, oh, that's what this box is. And she holds up this box and tells me to give this to Lola 2 times a day to help with the diarrhea. Well, as she's talking, like I said, Lola's standing there and she kind of loses her balance a little bit. And she goes to sit down and she kind of sits down a little weird. And I'm like, this is weird. She's just not acting right. And I didn't say anything to the vet tech at the time, but I'm like, okay, thank you. And I walk Lola out to the car. Well, she won't even get in the car. So I pick her up and I put her in the car, and all the way home, she literally just lays there like a lump on a log on my lap. And I'm like, this is weird. This is not at all how she was yesterday, eating the food out of my hand. So we get home, I get her out of the car. She immediately wants to go to bed. So I get her to drink a little bit of water. She will not eat anything. Zero. Zip, zilch, zero. I get her into bed and she is just lethargic. Her ears are back, her tail's down, her eyes are glazed over, like she's laying in bed like this. Wednesday night was one of the worst nights that we've had with Lola since she was diagnosed with lymphoma, and she was having a little bit of trouble breathing before she went in for chemo for the first time. She was completely out of it. She wouldn't get up, literally eyes glazed over, barely could keep her eyes open. I'm sobbing and I'm literally looking at her and I'm just telling her, I'm like, it's okay. If you don't want to fight anymore, it's okay. Like, mommy will be okay if you don't want to fight. Like, I'm giving her permission basically to tell me if this is it, because that is how bad it was, you guys. It was the worst I have seen her. I was up almost all night Wednesday with her, and Troy's like, when we take her in tomorrow, we're going to talk to the vet because this is not normal. This is a 360 this is a 180 from yesterday. So I was, like I said, up most of the night. I finally got to sleep, got her up Thursday morning. She was doing a little bit better, still wouldn't eat anything, wouldn't eat a single thing, went to the bathroom, just really just lethargic. So we take her in Thursday, and this is another full day of treatment, 7:30 to 4:30. And we walk in and I said, I need to talk to the doctor. We had a terrible night last night and I need to know what is going on. So we go into a room and here comes her doctor. And I will say, this is not her normal vet. This is another vet, and she was wonderful. She was really great. She was very thorough and she explained things really well. And she comes in the room, and Troy's with me too. Troy's like, I'm going in. Like, we brought Palmer and we went in. We're like, we've got to know what's going on. And Thursday morning, like I said, she's a little more alert, not her normal self, but a little more alert. And I said to the vet, I'm like, and I told her everything that happened Wednesday. And she said, well, the only thing that was different that we did Wednesday than Tuesday is first thing in the morning around 8 a.m., we gave her some pain medication, because kidney disease, kidney failure can be really painful. And so they were trying to head off any pain for Lola, which I appreciate. And she's like, but that's really weird because it would have worn off like 6 hours later. So by the time you picked her up, that pain medication would have been worn off. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I mentioned this Wednesday, that Wednesday night during this whole ordeal, I was petting her and I noticed on her back, like hind part of her leg, she had some welts, like an allergic reaction welts on her legs. They were not there Thursday morning. So I told the vet how Lola was acting, and she's like, well, the only thing I can think is that it was the pain medication, because none of the other medications she was administered would have caused those type of side effects. So she said, so let's do this. Let's not give her the pain medication today and see how she is tonight. I said, fantastic. So she gets her treatments all day Thursday. I call and check on her. She's doing really well. They said that she was a little squirmy on Thursday, which is a good sign that she's feeling better. Like, she didn't want to be there. She didn't want to be in the kennel. She's a little squirmy. Not the best behaved, I guess, on Thursday. Long story short. So I go to pick her up Thursday night, and she's completely her normal self, kind of like she was Tuesday. So she comes trotting out there. She still didn't eat at all at the vet. No treats, nothing. But we got in the car. I was able to give her treats. And literally, you guys, we got home. We gave her medication. She ate dog food. We got her in bed. And Troy, I was getting ready for bed, and Troy is literally hand feeding her dog treats. He said she ate at least 15. I was like, give her the whole bag. Give her the whole bag. Like, she's continuing to lose weight. She's not getting her calories. So she ate and ate and ate Thursday, which was fantastic. We had a good night Thursday night. We bring her into the vet Friday morning. This is her last like half of a day on Friday. And the vet's like, how was she last night? I said, so much better. Like she's pretty much back to her normal happy self again. She does still have diarrhea though, which I mentioned to the vet. So we drop her off Friday. She's only there until noon. I go pick her up and the vet walks her out to the lobby and she says, Lola was naughty today. And I said, Lola's never naughty. Like Lola is such a well-behaved dog. I'm like, what are you talking about? She said Lola was feeling so good that she definitely didn't want to be there Friday. And she was squirming in her kennel while she dislodged the IV. So all of the fluid, instead of going into her vein, was actually going into her leg. So she had this like massive fluid right here, which the doctor said her body will absorb it. But I was like, Lola Clayton. So she was, I mean, number one, over being at the vet, I'm sure. Number two, over that. And she had that pick, her IV in every day. They kept it in the solid 3 days, 3.5 days she was there. They didn't take it out. So I'm sure she was just over it in general. She did say Lola still wasn't eating anything at the vet, but we brought her home Friday. And since then she's been eating, she's been drinking. She's not eating a lot of dog food, but she'll eat. And she's also eating treats. She's weird in the morning. The morning she won't eat any treats. So that makes me think maybe she's still a little bit nauseous. So we've been giving her nausea pills. She's been taking her medication. It's been a lot better. However, she does still have pretty regular diarrhea. So I don't know what that is all about. That's a little bit of an issue. But other than that, I feel like she's maybe like 80% her normal self. Now she is getting older, obviously, so she's sleeping a lot. Some days she sleeps more than others. Some days she eats better than others, but I feel like overall she's so much better. So today, I took her in on Tuesday of this week for blood work. So part of this whole protocol is a few days post the treatment, she's supposed to get her blood work redone, see where her kidney values are at. As of the filming of the video today, I do not have her results. Now I should be getting them today. So if I get them before I edit this video, I will pop an update here on the screen of Lola's results. So my fingers are crossed that we've lowered her kidney values enough that she's no longer in the high risk of kidney failure. And then from here, it's just trying to maintain those numbers with diet and medication. Now, I will say that we've had a hard time getting her to take her big aluminum hydroxide for phosphorus, but the doctor also said that that is what binds in her food. So she's not eating a lot of dog food. Those pills aren't going to do anything. The point is to bind the phosphorus so it doesn't affect her kidney. So that's been a little bit hit and miss. We've been trying to give them to her, but like I said, she's still kind of picky on what she eats. The treats that she eats, what she'll eat changes every single day. The food changes every single day. We navigated the best that we can. You guys have given a lot of suggestions. Unfortunately, she doesn't do chicken, eggs, cheese, none of that. No peanut butter, none of that. So we kind of know what Lola will eat. So we do our best to try to get her to eat. And like I said, it changes every single day what she likes. Right now, she likes Fresh Pet. So I've been giving her Fresh Pet. And I will say that the changing of the food and the treats may be contributing to the diarrhea a little bit. And we talked about that, but we got to get her to eat. So whatever that looks like, we got to get her to eat. So definitely things have improved. I'm really thankful I did not go on my trip to Tennessee though. I would have left on Wednesday and I just could not have lived with myself. I would have been miserable, you guys. Worried about Lola the entire time. I just think it's better that I stayed home and I just spend as much time with her as possible. I can monitor her a little bit better. I can really watch her patterns when it comes to sleeping and eating. And bless Troy, he's been really helpful, but he's not as aware of Lola as I am. He's sidetracked with other things. He doesn't really like pay as close of attention. So I just feel better if I am here with her. So I'm really glad that I didn't go on the trip. I think that was a really good decision on my part. And my friend Amy, who I was meeting up with in Nashville, we're already talking about her coming to visit me. I'm definitely going to go to New York next year to visit her. So I just feel like that was just a good decision for me and for Lola. And speaking of family and decisions, poor Troy, you guys, has been sick. He was sick almost this whole week. We thought first he had food poisoning. Then we thought maybe he had COVID and he took a COVID test. It was negative. I think he has the flu or a stomach bug because he also has TMI. He also has diarrhea. He's nauseous. He's very nauseous. He's tired. He's dizzy. Palmer's mentally unwell. We've got Lola and Troy. I feel like I'm the only healthy, sane one in this family. No, seriously though, I'm grateful for that because then I can help take care of my family. But poor Troy has been sick this week as well. It's been a lot, you guys. It continues to be a lot. I will say that I'm glad Lola's doing better, but I still worry every single day. There isn't a minute of the day that goes by that I'm not worried about her. I'm just grateful for every second with her. Literally every single second with her. That dog is incredible. She's beat cancer twice. She's beating kidney disease. She's almost 13 years old. I'm just thankful for every day, and I will treasure and value every minute with her. I will never, ever, ever let her suffer. And I'm really grateful. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you to the vet for giving her this option of fluids and medication to make her feel better. I have a sense of relief, but I still have a lot of stress, and I still have a lot of anticipatory grief. I still worry every single day. I will say when she was at the vet getting her treatments, I took full advantage of that. I ran so many errands. I just haven't really wanted to leave her. And even though I was worried about her being at the vet, there was this bit of relief that she was at the vet. Not that she wasn't here, but that she was at the vet. And like, I just got a break mentally for a little bit. I knew she was in good care, and if something were to happen, she's at the vet's office. I don't know. It's been a lot. And then life has been a lot. I've been finally able to get back to my workouts. I hadn't worked out since Wednesday of last week. I took Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. I went back to boot camp on Monday, Wednesday, went to the gym yesterday, boot camp this morning. I'm back to feeling myself and like back to my workouts, which has been really great. I've been really busy with Mom Party. I had an incredible September. I'm hoping for an incredible October. It's just, I've been really, really, really busy, but I also have been really stressed out. So I'm finally feeling like that has diminished a little bit. And when I mentioned that when I'm sad or stressed, I don't have much of an appetite. So I noticed that this last week, towards the beginning, my appetite was really non-existent. I am now feeling a little bit more hunger, but also when I stepped on the scale, that kind of lack of appetite kind of came true on the scale. So let's actually talk about my weigh-in. When I got on the scale, I'm actually down an entire pound this week. And I think it's just because I didn't have much of an appetite last week, the first part of this week. I've really been just trying to focus on getting in my protein and trying to just, eat as close to maintenance as possible, which I've been nowhere near maintenance. I'm definitely eating in a deficit still. I really need to focus on getting back to maintenance. That is my goal for this next week. As long as things level out with my family, I feel like I can start focusing on myself again and getting back to eating in maintenance. I am happy with the weight that I'm at, but I also know that this pound that I lost is because I wasn't working out. And when we work out and our muscles break down and build, which is what we go for, we retain a lot of water. And I know for me, when I don't work out for a few days, my weight will drop. And that's probably because that water retention is gone. Now that I'm back to working out, I imagine my weight will go back up to its normal 185, 190 range. But yeah, I'm down a pound this week. It is what it is. I don't think it's fat. I think it's water, and maybe even just like the result of not working out for a few days. But now that I've worked out for 4 days straight, I imagine by the time I step on the scale, maybe tomorrow or Sunday, I could probably see that go up a little bit, but I am down a pound for the week. I'm so grateful my family's doing better. I'm glad that Troy's actually starting to finally feel better. It's been almost a whole week for him. And like I said, any updates I have on Lola will be on the screen of her blood work. Otherwise, I'll update you guys in Wednesdays what I eat in a day with her blood work results if I don't have them back by the time I edit today's video. So this weekend is going to be filled with Mom Party. I did get HelloFresh. You guys saw that. And Wednesdays, what I eat in a day, that has been a game changer. It's been so easy to make meals this week. And I've been utilizing HelloFresh and Factor. Those two things have been life-saving for me. If you're busy and stressed and you don't have time to cook, I would recommend both of those. I'll link them down below. I do have some discounts and deals with Factor and HelloFresh. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better, a little less stressed out. And if you guys, thank you for your continued prayers and well wishes for Lola. It really, really means a lot to me. Here's to hoping for more quality time with her and that my family just gets better in general. Let me know how your guys' week was. How was your weigh-in? Fill me in on everything going on with you. Thank you again for all of your sweet comments and your well wishes for Lola. I love you guys more than I can even tell you. And I will see you in tomorrow's grocery haul. Bye, friends.